let's repair our stuff because it's a bit worn out. So I want to go west, then north near this island and talk to a guy who is somewhere here to learn a religion. I also want to pick up some yellow lotus plants if I do manage to even find any. There should be some somewhere around here. This is basically just aloe. This is a very useful plant. That's the person, basically a tier 4 fighter NPC of the Exiles faction, and that crocodile is going to kill it when we go closer. For some reason their attacks don't deal any damages when the player's further away. No, I think the crocodile might lose this time around.
Who approaches?
The reason we kill that NPC is to get a possible armor piece with higher quality from her, and we get 2. And neither of them were light armor, it looks like. They have decent durability, so that's nice. And armors in this game affect your character stats. Well, most armors at least. The medium tasset is plus encumbrance, and because it's a flawless make, it's going to give us +2 when we equip it, which can be seen here. But unfortunately it wasn't a light armor, so we didn't get a achievement from equipping that. Actually left the food in the campfire. Oh well. There are 2 NPCs here. I'll get the shield achievement from the first one. Or not. And I think we can craft the stone mold now, which we'll use to get the Sunder debuff. We no longer need the wooden shield. Chests are an interesting thing in this game because naturally they contain some random stuff when you find them. But at least in multiplayer they tend to glitch out in various ways. Mainly they don't respawn their contents if you don't break them after opening. Unless the server itself restarts. That's one of the glitches. Another glitch is that even if you do destroy them, sometimes they leave behind a visual ghost impression of themselves, which persists And it looks like a chest, but it's basically just a graphical glitch that can block you from targeting a real chest if the real chest respawns while the visual impression persists. So you probably need to, in multiplayer, try to open a chest from different angles in case that has happened. I want to avoid the red shelled shaleback because they aggro when you get too close. And there are basically two ways to regain hit points in this game. The first one is to regenerate them passively. And the second one is to regain them through consumables. And actually there was a tablet here. Let's hear what it has to say.
Slave, Warmaker Klael has ordered the sealing of the borders, including the destruction of the bridge. This is to discourage your treacherous kin from entering our lands. For hundreds of years, we have patiently welcomed your people into our lands, and our kindness was repaid with war. No more, bonded one. You will break the bridge, and as you do, think about the consequences of betrayal. Think about what your people have done to you.
The dead wood is good source for bark and branches at least. And you can sometimes get dry wood from it, which is used as a fuel source and also to craft some insulated wood types, I think. But yeah, that's the camp of Nuru the Cannibal, who teaches us the Acolyte of Yog feat, which is a religion. He also is someone you can talk to and get an achievement.
Stay your hand, stranger. Come, look into the pit. The Lord of Empty Abodes awaits therein. I am his shaman, Nunu. Your coming was revealed to me in the whispering of a bat's wings. You are lost, seeking guidance, yes? Sometimes the whispers are silent. My lord grows distant. I weep alone in the desert. But there is a cure. The smoke of the lotus, it deafens the world, and so that the whisper of Yog becomes a roaring shout. And the visions, they reveal to me the will of Yog. If you need guidance, inhale the lotus. The path will become clear. The paths revealed to you by the lotus will not always be simple. Every opportunity is a test, and every test requires strength and an indomitable will. You cannot simply wander into darkness and expect to conquer. You will need to prepare. Build yourself up and find the other lotus. They bloom in other places and have many colors. I have a feeling, my friend, that you are going to taste them all before you are through. My heart has a question. Do you know the Lord of Empty Abodes? He knows you, child, through the flesh of your kind. He hungers to know more. All flesh is knowledge, every savory thought. Bring us knowledge of others. Yog is generous. We are exiled without conviction. Our crimes are of no moment. My crime was my belief. What matter the age of the flesh that my lord consumes? Does the Lord of Empty Abodes make a distinction? between flesh in the womb and flesh outside of it. Now my tribe walks without a shaman, and I seek the pure flesh to feed my god. My lord whispers to me of this place. He walked here in ages past. Here, there was a banquet of flesh for his pleasure, and kings called upon his wisdom. It is men who destroyed that age of abundance. Yogg urges us to seek atonement. The flesh we bring is an atonement, association of past sins. You are lost, seeking guidance, yes? Sometimes the whispers are silent. My lord grows distant. I weep alone in the desert. But there is a cure. The smoke of the lotus, it deafens the world and soul.
Right, I'm actually not sure if you can inhale the smoke of a lotus, so to speak, in this game. You can make potions from them, and they really don't give you any tips on where to go. So it might be a game mechanic that was intended to exist at some point, but that was since then replaced by the journey step system. I really don't know. But these are the ghosts of two travelers, and they have left these kinds of Ophirian journals behind. And we learned the submissive emote from accessing this one. And we have some iron, but unfortunately the stone pick does not really have a high chance of extracting iron from these ore deposits. We actually have better food. We do have 3 eggs. You basically need around 140 iron stone to get a blacksmith bench going and get an iron pick. Because 2 iron stone gets melted into an iron bar. Need 50 iron bars for the blacksmith bench and 20 iron bars for the iron tool. Let's actually craft some twine, because you can never have too much twine, and turning plant fibers into twine makes them take up less weight, so that's a win-win situation. And I heard a crocodile. Actually, do we have the... No, we don't have the soothing buff yet. That's one of the ways in this game to gain passive regeneration, is to dress appropriately for the weather. Armors come with different temperature resistances or tolerances, and if you're in a desert you want to wear heat resistant gear, and if you're in a snowy area you want to dress in cold resistant items. And if you find this sweet spot, then you're going to get the passive regeneration, which is quite nice. The other way to gain a passive regeneration is to have 30 points in vitality stat. And it used to be really good before they added the soothing system, so I no longer prioritize 30 points in vitality as much as I did in earlier versions of the game. I mean, it's still nice to have, but if you can dress appropriately, you're going to get the same benefit out of combat. There should be a world boss crocodile here, which is meant to be a challenge for a level 60 player. That's the one. So we are not going to kill it at our current power level. Technically it would be possible, but I don't have that much time at my disposal. Right, so we're getting closer to 140 ironstone. Rather 136 because we have 2 iron bars. I'm also nearing the upper limits of my current carrying capacity, unless I can actually put some more points into it, which I can. And we wandered away from our starter base. I'm trying to migrate to this I5 grid because I really like that location a lot. It's something that I usually try to do. Unfortunately, getting there is going to be, well, not really an issue, but there are some hyenas on this shore. And hyenas are quite dangerous at starting levels because they tend to move faster than you do. And they don't run out of stamina, so you need to outwit them or kill them. But if they happen to spawn as a boss variety, you're going to have a much harder time killing them than if they're just normal. There's supposed to be hyenas somewhere in this location. So, did I just miss them? Are they further to the west? Because I think there's only an alligator or a crocodile in this direction. But there's, I think, one iron somewhere next to this cliff here. Yeah, that's the crocodile. So the iron should be here, maybe. Yeah. And he's wandering towards the cliff. Which reminds me, I think there are vultures on top of that cliff, maybe. They have their nests on elevated positions, so if you do some climbing you can harvest some feathers which are required for better arrows. But there was a recent change in crafting costs that made these flinthead flint head arrows take no feathers, so they're actually pretty good, newbie friendly. Before that, only the bone arrows were craftable without feathers in the beginning, and bone is significantly harder to come by than stone is. Actually, let's kill that guy for meat. Did I have a cleaver made? I probably do not. So we'll use the hatchet to get some savory flesh and these eggs. Ah, that's the hyena. Right there. Well, two of them. I usually go around them from above and kill that vulture there for its feathers. And why can I find the vulture's body now? Did it fall into the bush, or did it glitch underneath the ground when we weren't looking at it? Because that's something that happens quite frequently in this game. If you don't keep looking at a corpse and you are a bit further away or doing something else, it can unrender it, and when it re-renders, when you look at it again, it might be some 30 centimeters underneath the floor, and finding them becomes a pain in the ass. I thought they had fixed it, but apparently not yet. It was on that cliff. Well, I'm not going to go look for it now. It is what it is. I don't need the feathers yet. But I did see this hyena whelp. You can pick them up with the use button, and they weigh 50 units, so they're very heavy for some reason. And it puts us at 101% carrying capacity, so yeah, we'll drop the armor. And why are we still so slow? I guess it didn't update thing. There's some iron there, but there are two hyenas here. 3 hyenas. Is that also iron? Possibly. I could kill them, but my carrying capacity is almost fully spent. So I'll actually not kill them just yet. I'll go talk to the guy underneath the southern sentinel statue. And we're going to learn the polite clap emote from him. Is that a boss? It's not, it's too small. Yeah. And not dark enough. There's a tiny chance when some enemies spawn that they can be either replaced by a corrupted version of themselves, which is a mini-boss of sorts.
Another new one, eh?
Or
I could smell it on you. Veterans tend to smell just a little more like despair. I'm Arcos. Once a sailor, now a wanderer.
or a
You
kid
didn't think
version.
you were the only one, did you? You should go up north. There's whole cities of exiles up there. In the beginning, there were only a few of us. But now, it seems like fresh-faced fools are showing up every week. Not all of them are as friendly as I am, mind you. Watch your step. There are a lot of desperate people out there. Bracelets. You can't remove them. Saw one fool cut his arm clean off trying to get rid of it. He bled to death right there in the sand. Nasty business. Leave it on. You'll start to hear the voices soon enough, and then you'll start seeing the ghosts. I don't think the voices are for us. Not for us here and now. I think they were talking to somebody else. Back then. Wherever it was. Whenever it was. Those pillars keep us confined here. Some call it the curse wall, or the ghost fence, or just the boundary. Doesn't really matter what it's called, does it? I walked all the way around it once. Had to be careful not to cross it, of course. Once in the north, I saw a few people on the other side, wearing bracelets just like ours, with gems of amber. Makes you wonder. I'm no scholar, but I've met a few who passed through. They all have mad theories about what the ruins scattered around here are. The Murians, Giant Kings, Kari, Valusian Serpent Men. Do those names mean anything to you? Never mind. It's my experience that men who have their minds in the past get eaten by crocodiles in the present. In the beginning, there were only a few of us. But now, it seems like fresh-faced fools are showing up every week. Not all of them are as friendly as I am, mind you. Watch your step. A lot of desperate people out there.
Right, now where was I? There's a cave on the southern shore here somewhere. That's a interesting location for later on in the game. I don't think it's tied to the main plot of removing the bracelet, but you can get some exotic pets through it, I think. And I think that alligator is going to aggro on these NPCs, and it's not going to kill all three, but it might kill one or two. Well, the archer might actually be fucked. Oh, die. That's another journey step to be completed.